morning, good evening, everyone. Thank you so much for joining us today. My name is Domenico Sesto. I'm a partner at Ontario Consulting. I'm joined here with our friends from Innovation Network, whom I'm going to introduce: Grant Vernon, Roddy Vonk, Connor Wakefield, and also their chatbot who has joined this session as well. I'm very excited and feel privileged to be having this partnership with our friends at Innovation Network. So again, enjoy yourself, have fun, and hopefully you will learn something, a topic that we know that we're all thinking about, a topic that is something that we need to be, I want to say ahead of, but we need to be immersed in. So the excitement begins right now. Samir, can you please kick us off for an introduction?
Hi, everyone. Thank you, Dom. Hi, everyone. Welcome to the webinar, Rapid AI Innovation Sprint. I'm the co-founder of Ontario Consulting. I'm really glad you are here, and we are proud to be delivering this session in partnership with the Innovation Network team, and thankful for the collaboration that made this possible. In this session, our goal is simple. We are going to use the power of AI and DesignSprint method to expedite the innovation journey, moving from idea to implementation fast. That's the mission. And with that, let's please get started. Back to you, Dom.
Excellent, Samir. Thank you very much. I'm going to read the objective, and I'm going to turn it over to our friends at Innovation Network. Our objective today, our goal, is to give you a repeatable way to build momentum around AI. Quickly identifying what's worth pursuing, testing it fast, and moving confidently towards execution. Innovation Networks, you have the floor, gentlemen.
So my name is Roddy Vonk from the Netherlands, and one of the things we're experimenting actually also today is some extra new features on using AI in these kind of sprints. So we'll get you on the same page as we are in a minute. But one of the things we'll be using is, as we call it, synthetic users, which can help us in a process like this to validate or to understand the user perspective, but we'll get to that in a minute. And how we see this work in a process like this, of course, we talk about AI, we talk about innovation processes. Yes, AI is definitely beneficial, and we're going to show you just a few things how we use that nowadays. But what we also learned over the past months and, well, maybe years even, using AI, is it all starts with collaboration between people, because you need for innovation to get buy-in, to make sure everybody's on board, and that requires collaboration. So as I see it, is where AI can increase and improve productivity and quality. I think the facilitation part of these kind of sessions is probably the AI of collaboration, and that's what we'll show you today as well.
So a little bit about the sprint process. It originated at Google, and the challenge was guiding a group of people to an outcome. And if you think about a normal roundtable meeting with discussion and all the challenges that brings, especially as you start to think about AI projects, which tools do you choose and where do you prioritize? So traditionally, it's the loudest voice in the room, the highest paid person's opinion. So the sprint will help democratize that communication and just get this download of thoughts that you're able to then filter and get through to some rapid experiments and outcomes. So that'll be one side benefit of the session today is running through a sprint process. And as we start sprinting, we're going to use a digital platform called Miro. Miro is a lovely collaborative platform. If you've not seen it before, do drop us a note in the chat. We'd happily talk you through it, perhaps after the session or in the Q&A at the end. But today we're going to ask you to collaborate in the Teams chat. And as you contribute in the Teams chat, Roddy's AI bot will start to populate your contributions onto the board. And we've designed each exercise in parallel. So you'll see the human contribution coming in via the AI bot from Teams on the left-hand side. And you'll see some Miro AI contribution coming in on the right, and we'll run that in parallel all the way through the solution. And Roddy, am I right? You're pitting the humans against AI to see who can create the best experiments and outcomes, or is this a collaborative process?
Well, maybe not so much about the best solution, but more to show
as I mentioned in my introduction, that to speed up an innovation process, well, let's put it differently. In an innovation process, you want to validate and communicate in some of the steps with your actual users who are you coming up with a solution for in your innovation process. But you don't always have those people, especially early stage in an innovation process, right next to you. So today we're going to use a so-called synthetic user to see how this person would respond to the different exercises and what output this person would bring us. So we created Emma.
Yeah.
And so just to give you that little background here, Emma is an innovation, is head of innovation at a mid-sized organization. And she has a task. She has 90 days and a modest pilot budget to show meaningful progress around AI. So that's her challenge. She leads a team of 4. Microsoft Copilot is rolled out enterprise-wide, and she's sitting on 20 candidate AI use cases, each with its own internal champion. So, and she is going to think with us as a synthetic user how to come up with ideas and solutions for her challenge.
Amazing. So, Rody, 2 things. The one is, I think you've beautifully articulated executive pain around this topic. I think everyone in this call can identify with Emma's pains. And I love the idea of being able to harness the power of synthetic interviewees plus internal thought and bringing that together into a melting pot. So I absolutely love what you've done there. Should we get going? So our challenge topic for today's sprint is AI usage within the innovation process. So Rody, tell me a little bit more about the sailboat process. What are we going to start with?
Well, this mini innovation sprint, as we also call it, a rapid innovation sprint, is, I think, a great way to show what a full innovation process could look like. Of course, this is short, but it shows a few things that are really important. And as I mentioned at the start, one of the things is the facilitation perspective. And we start with the so-called sailboat exercise. And of course, in innovation, you're always sort of working around a problem, a challenge in your organization that needs improvement. But it's always good, we think, to start in the process like this, not only with problems and challenges, but also what's going well at the moment, right? Just to start from a positive note. So that's what we do in a minute with this exercise around a problem that we have on the left-hand side on the yellow post-it. We'll read it out in a minute. But to start positive, what's already moving us forward, what's going well, to after that, so that will be the second step, what is basically holding us back? What are the anchors? Why are we not moving forward? What are our challenges? So that's basically the first part of the challenge today.
Yeah, amazing. So I'm going to throw up a timer for 90 seconds. I'm going to ask those of you in the Teams call into the Teams chat to start downloading in a moment. Connor's going to bring through some Miro content, and Rody's going to bring Emma into this. And our challenge topic is AI usage within the innovation process. And we're going to start off with the sails of that sailboat, looking at what is going well, what is moving us forward. So if I can ask everybody on Teams to think about your organization, think about what you're currently working with, and around the topic of AI and innovation, what is working, what is moving us forward, what is positive? If I can ask you just to give me a thought download. At this stage, we want you to not filter, so don't filter, don't analyze. Your job is to give us as many comments into the Teams chat as possible around the topic of AI usage within the innovation process, what's successful, what's moving us forward, what is working. Samir and Dom, you've got a client base to sort of give us a thought download there. I'd say 90 seconds. Let's do it. So let's get those comments coming through. I've got the speed of AI allows you to build more fast. Yeah, Dan, we love your lovable building there. Very motivational. Let's get those coming through. Beyond's got a comment coming through. So around the topic of AI usage within the innovation process in your organization, what have you seen that's positive, that's moving us forward, that is successful around the topic of AI? Your intrinsic staff motivation, people are willing to experiment and able to do it in such a quick, effective way. Beyond, that's a lovely one. Let's keep those coming, so as many more into the chat as you can. Nicely done. AI can be used to expose thinking blind spots if prompted correctly. Ease of access to info is a great one. Thanks, Alex. Relatively cheap for now. The cost of prediction is getting significantly lower. That's a great one, Samir. Nicely done. Let's keep those coming. So absolutely anything that pops into your mind around the topic of AI usage within the innovation process that's positive, that's moving us forward, anything in that light, keep them coming. Competitive pressure speeds up innovation cycles. Fantastic, fantastic. Got a couple more coming through. We've got 19 seconds left. Time for one more post-it note each. Different providers, so many different tools and capability. And you're right, Dan, sometimes that's a challenge, keeping track of all the new offerings and providers. And AI seems to be everywhere. Nicely done, nicely done. Individual use of AI ahead of company uses. Thanks, Joyce. AI is fun. I think so. We'll find out in like 55 minutes, right? Nicely done. So let's see what Emma had to contribute to that. So we're going to bring across your posted notes from Teams. Those are going to jump into the AI box, as well as the contributions from our synthetic user. So those are coming through in the background. And what I really love about this process is the ability to harness synthetic users and just get this thought download. And it can be really interesting to pit a couple of different large language models against each other and just get this variety. So look at that volume of content. That's absolutely lovely. We've got a ton of good contributions there. And Rodi, shall we move on to blockers? I see Emma's coming through. Nicely done. And Emma really seemed to have similar challenges to what we were facing. So I absolutely love what you've done there. Yeah, and I quite like it if we color code those perhaps blue, so we can contrast the synthetic versus the human. It'll be really interesting. Shall we head down to the anchor? Yeah.
So just to be clear, so the yellow ones here, what's moving us forward is coming from the people here live in the room. The blue ones are generated based on what all these post-it notes from the yellow ones. We asked the Miro AI to build up on that and to come up with some extra challenges, positive things. And Emma is, I was too quick. Emma is for the next step where we do the challenges. So that should be down on the board in a minute.
I mean, we value Emma's input. It's important to make her feel included, so absolutely fine. That's great. Yeah. All right, let's head down to the anchor of the sailboat and talk about pain. So when it comes to AI usage and adoption within the innovation process in your clients and your organizations, what's stopping us, what's blocking us, what's holding us back? So 90 seconds, if I can ask you to start downloading into the Teams chat. What's not working? What's holding us back? What are the blockers when it comes to AI adoption and usage in your clients, in your organizations? Give us as many as you can. Job fears, hallucinations, it's changing so fast. It really is tough to keep up. Those are great. Paywalls are tough, Tom. That's a good one. Compounding errors, lack of defining an actual strategy, Robert, is a great one. Yeah, let's keep those coming. So around the topic of AI adoption in our organizations, what are the blockers? What's holding us back? Yeah, vibe coding, debugging. You're speaking to Rodi's pain point there. Policy lagging users, Joyce, is a lovely one. Yeah. Trying to keep the organization up to speed in terms of policy with all the technical changes. We don't know how it works, so we can never truly be in control. That arm's length challenge, that's nice. Tom and Robert are coming through. Let's keep those coming. We've got 25 seconds left. Emma's got some content coming onto the board. Nicely done. Yeah, the ability to build, limited only to text answers. Positive Vanna challenge, costs rack up. It's finding ways to monetize this technology, to embed it. All of those good challenges coming through. We've got 10 seconds left. Let's get a couple more there. Thank you, Joyce. Thank you, Bjorn. Yeah, Bjorn, I think that's it. That's all of us, right? I've invested. Where are the returns? That's can we put that one in red? Nicely done. Nicely done. So what we're going to do now is we're going to bring your contributions across. We're going to synthesize and improve those into the blue post-its, which is AI enhanced. And we've got Emma's contributions coming through there. And I think Emma's in the same boat as us. 20 champions, no shared scoring, no shared strategy. Board wants speed, legal wants airtight, co-pilot everywhere, governance nowhere. Why is Emma picking on co-pilot, Rodi? Just be careful there. Can't afford another lawsuit, eh? Data scattered, ownership unclear, quality unknown. First pilot flops, my credibility burns. So some lovely synthetic insights coming through there. I can absolutely resonate with that. And then let's see what's coming through from the human contribution.
Yeah, we got some double. Yeah. We got some double post-it notes. As I said, it's an experiment with our AI bot, so there's room for improvement. So we might have a few duplicates, but I mean, besides that, we have quite some input, right?
This is a safe space. At this stage, it's really just about getting as much content into the hopper as possible. And I see Connor's going to bring those enhanced ones across. Right. What we're going to do there is, shall we do a little bit of, do you want to do a little bit of voting on the blockers, or should we go straight to the challenge statement? What were you thinking, Rody?
I would say let's do a quick voting on the blockers. What do you think?
Yeah, sounds good. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to zoom in on these. Connor, we're going to get some enhanced ones coming across there.
Yeah,
I'm going to.
coming through.
Yeah, nice. I'm going to just zoom in on the blockers. I'm going to set a timer just for a minute for you to have a read through of them. And I'm going to ask you into chat just to drop in your top three, what you think the three greatest blockers are to AI adoption and innovation. So I'll spend 30 seconds on the humans and 30 seconds on the enhanced. And I'm going to ask you just to pick your top three. And shall we just drop those into the chat for the voting, Con? Would that be good?
Yeah, so those are going to be numbered soon. So we'll be able to type in numbers once we give them a read. So I'd say let's do some reading time first. The AI is actually numbering them as we speak, and then we can do a vote.
Amazing.
So again, sorry for the duplicates, but the idea is there, right?
Absolutely fantastic. So let's take 30 seconds. Let's just have a read through those. So see which ones are yours, see which ones resonate with you. I'm guessing the Dutch ones are Rodies, but it could be anyone's. So take a look at those, and in 30 seconds, we'll just move across to the enhanced. So paywalls, job, no clear direction. Yeah, let's go and have a look at the enhanced and the Emma ones. Let me get rid of that. Let's see. I'm hoping that is readable. So have a think about which of those resonate with you. Yeah, right. And Con, do you need a little bit more time? Just let us know when you're ready to start voting.
Yeah, I tell you what. If we get this onto the board, there we go. Yeah, it's a list there to the left, but they're all numbered, so I think that'll work well.
Amazing. So if I zoom in on those, if we can ask you to drop into Teams chat what you think the three greatest blockers are to AI usage and adoption with the innovation process. Let me know if that's readable. Alternatively, I can zoom in a little bit more. So out of those 31 contributions, what do you think are your top three? I know we've put them into chat as well. That's fantastic. So those are coming through in chat. And if we could ask you each to choose your top three, let's go and take a look at what comes out on top there. Nicely done. So nicely done. In the Teams chat, as well as on screen, we've identified those top blockers. And if we could ask you to pick your top three. So for you personally, what do you think are the three greatest blockers, the things we should be focused on in terms of unlocking AI usage and adoption within the innovation process? But the idea behind the sprint methodology is you want to just do a temperature check of what the group thinks are the greatest blockers around whatever topic you're working on. You could sprint on which AI tools to choose, which projects to prioritize, any problem or challenge that you're working on. You can use this same format. And actually, Dom, we've got a little guide on how to run this. We'll post to the participants at the end when we do that feedback. So I mustn't forget that. But we'll get
Perfect.
the top 5 blockers here. And then we're going to bring them across to our challenge statement. So this challenge statement can be anything we want it to be. So I've had a first stab at this, which was, and in essence, what we want to do here is we want to take a look at the greatest blockers and choose a sweet spot of a challenge to ideate and to brainstorm on a problem that we reasonably could get after as a group. So as a starting point, I popped over there, how might we improve and accelerate AI usage within the innovation process?
There's no restrictions at this stage. Always just think big, think crazy if you want. Everything is allowed. We don't have restrictions, no rules. We have all the money in the world. This is how we always start brainstorming sessions. So please don't feel limited.
Amazing. And let's see how many ideas we can generate, team. So into Teams chats, the question for you all is, how might we improve and accelerate AI usage within the innovation process to progress from demos to shipping at scale? And we're looking for as many ideas as possible. You might put product names in there, thoughts, concepts, anything that comes into your mind, drop that into the Teams chat. Let's do it. Some amazing ones coming through. Thank you, Dan. Thank you, Bjorn. Keep them coming. Let's do it. So how might we improve and accelerate AI usage within the innovation process to progress from demos to shipping at scale? Amazing. Thank you, Joyce. Thanks, Dan. Nice, nice. Joyce, it's almost as if you're an organizational change expert, you know? Those are brilliant. Keep them coming, because it's as much culture as tech. So that's so good. Robert's coming through. Grab that low-hanging fruit. Yeah, keep them coming. Thank you, Robin. Jan and Alex are coming through. Let's get as many more ideas as we can. So we're looking for absolutely anything that pops into your mind around how might we improve and accelerate AI usage within the innovation process to progress from demos to shipping at scale. And there's some great contributions coming through. Keep those coming. Drop those into the Teams chat. We're almost there. Let's do it. All right, nicely done, nicely done. So we're going to get those ideas onto the board. I believe, Connor, we're going to do a little vote to see if we can use an LLM prompt to generate some more content. And we've also got Emma's content coming through. So I think now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to show you a very quick prompt over here that we can use to generate even more content. So I've got 4 options there for you. I've got the general idea generation. So we'll just put in the how might we generate 30 creative and innovative ideas to address this challenge. I've got a target audience, so provide 30 ideas that specifically cater to the needs and preferences of the user, and the user would be Emma. I've got some quick implementation. I love these. So this probably, I think we should use this one definitely as part of it. This links to Robert's comment about the low-hanging fruit, the quick wins. So brainstorm 30 ideas that can be implemented quickly and efficiently. And then I've got number 4, generate 30 innovative and out-the-box ideas to tackle this challenge creatively. Con, perhaps you want to try 2 and 3 immediately, because we've got Emma's target profile there. We've got Robert's quick wins, and let's get some more content onto the board there. So I love the idea of just by tweaking the prompt, how we can unlock different ideas, and then let's start to get some of that ideation content through. So onto the board, we're going to get some human contribution. We're going to get some AI large language models contributions there using a couple of those how might we questions. And we also have Emma's contributions coming through. And Rody, could you tell Emma that her contribution's a little bit light, and we'd really appreciate it if she just stayed focused in the process. But there are, I suppose, quantity over quality. Quantity over quality. That is also true. Nicely done. I mean, it's safe to say the humans have exceeded the AI for now. So we've got kilo scale, we've got 1 ship readiness scorecards, prompt libraries, a safe, controlled, low test environment, learn vibe coding, post-training support. Lots of great ideas coming through there. I see there's some more coming through. So Connor, these are the first LLM ideas coming through there. Yeah. Nicely done, nicely done. Yeah. And Rody and Connor, any thoughts to add in terms of that ideation before we go and do a little bit of reading and a little bit of voting? Let's see if we can come up with some rapid experiments.
Well, as I mentioned at the start, the most important thing is at early stage brainstorming to not be restricted. So don't limit yourself in your thinking, because that's what a lot of people start to do. We know all about our rules and regulations in our organization, and we're going to sort of have those in the back of our heads and then start ideation, and we stay within those same line of ideas and we stay within the box, so to speak. So having that sort of liberty in yourself to just go out of that and forget all about it will definitely help to come up with as many possible solutions, and we figure out later how we can make it work.
Amazing. And Con, have we got Robert's sort of quick wins there? Prompt number 3, ideas that can be implemented quickly, or what's come through in the blues?
Yeah, the blues are there. That's the first LLM, and then the second will be there soon.
Amazing. Yeah. So really interesting. Let's go and just take a look and see how many we generated there. So let's just pop in a shape, and then we can go and see how many ideas we've generated so far. That's quite interesting to go and take a look at. So currently we've got about 35 ideas. I mean, not bad, not bad. 35 ideas in about, what, 2 minutes. There's more coming through, so let's get those into the hopper. Nicely done. So we're probably closer to sort of 30, 40 ideas. No, 50 ideas, I believe. Should we do a little bit of reading, team, and then do a bit of voting? Does that sound good?
Perfect.
Yeah, let's do that. Yeah.
Amazing. So if Con, I don't know if you're able to drop those into the chat. I can also zoom in on the screen. If we can give let's take 30 seconds, have a little read. In fact, we'll do 45. We've got a bit of time. So let's take a look at those ideas that came through. Start to see, we're looking for the 3 that resonate with you. So as you read through those, just keep an eye on the 3 that resonate with you. And in a moment, we'll be able to do some voting. Are we going to do numbered voting, Con? What's the plan
Yes,
with
and
that?
that'll come through.
Amazing. Amazing. So let's take 40 seconds. Have a look at those. Just make a note of any that resonate with you. So nicely done. Take a look at Emma's. Take a look at our human contributions. See if there's any that resonate with you. In a moment, we'll go down and take a look at the other AI ideas coming through. And you'll see in Teams chat, one of the biggest problems is we've got too many ideas. But that is a nice problem to have. So some lovely ones coming through there. 48, so just shy of 50 ideas. Absolutely fantastic. Let's move down and take a look at these. So more ideas coming through, and you can take those in either through the Teams chat function. So you'll find all of those in the Teams chat, or alternatively, you can have a look at them on screen. So we are conscious in a sprint setting. It's a lot of data to take in a short space of time. So please don't feel rushed as we go through this. We're gonna we call it done but not perfect. So we always say, like, go with your gut instinct. You're working under a little bit of time pressure, but the beauty is all of this data is captured to come back to. Amazing. And let's get voting. So Alex, you're not allowed to vote for your own ideas, hey? That's one of the no, those aren't yours. I'm just joking. Let's get your voting through. So Joyce has voted, Alex has voted. Can I get your votes through there? Out of those 48 ideas, what do you think are the ones that are going to give us the most critical traction? What are the ideas that you think are winners there? Let's get your contributions through, and we'll see if we come up with a top 3 or 5 ideas. And what I love about this process, Rody, is in a few minutes, we've generated almost 50 ideas. We're going to filter those down to sort of 3 to 5 that we can go and filter and look at testing. And then we can just come back to this left-hand side to the hopper. So at any stage, if we need some ideas, some inspiration, there's so much good data just waiting to happen there. Good. I see a little bit of voting coming through. I'm just waiting for a few more votes, and then we'll have a look and see if we come up with a top 3 there. Even a top 5. Good. Nicely done, nicely done. So how this process works is whilst the team's bringing those across, you'll see that we generated 48 ideas on how to improve AI adoption in the innovation process. We've done some voting to, as a group, prioritize which ones we think have the greatest potential for traction. And we'll go and shortlist those sort of top 3, top 5, and then we're going to bring them across to another step, which we call a second level filtering. And we're going to ask you to filter our top rated ideas according to impact and effort. So by impact, we're asking you how game changing that idea would be. If it's a 5, it's absolutely going to transform the business. If it's a 1, it's not going to move the needle. And then when we talk about effort, we're asking you to consider how much time, energy, and money that idea might take. And in essence, what we're making there is a Johari window, a little map to sort of rate those ideas. Is it a top left? Is it a quick win? Something we could go and rapidly test out? Is it a top right? Perhaps a little bit more of a moonshot, but worthy of some exploration. Or perhaps it's something that, we need to circle back and improve that even more. And what this allows you to do is it allows you to go from sort of 50 ideas, do a little bit of panning for gold, a little bit of filtration, filtration again, and by the end of the process, we'll have 1 or 2 ideas or concepts that we could take back into the business and start testing and prototyping in the next week to 10 days. So what I love about the process is you go from a challenge topic, a shortlisted list of ideas, through to traction, all in minutes. If you think that back to a typical meeting, the speed is just fantastic. Yes, it's messy. Yes, it's not perfect, but the beauty is everything is captured digitally to come back to. So which ones came out on top? I see 44, 43, 36, 4, and 8 came out on top.
Yes,
and
on top. Our top 3 is develop scalability playbooks for transitioning successful AI pilots to enterprise-wide deployment, use AI to critique and stress test ideas early, and one-page ship readiness scorecard.
Amazing. So team, what were we thinking in terms of the voting? So in a normal, I say normal, in a smaller session, we would use these colored stars to get everybody to score an idea according to the color of it. So that's one way to do it. We've done Excel spreadsheets when there's a larger amount of people. How are we going to do it today?
Right, we're going to get some numbers into chat. So we'll do the impact first, get everyone's numbers in, and then we'll average those out, and then we'll map those onto the board.
Amazing. And Brody, sorry, do you have a comment there?
No.
Amazing. Right, so let's go and rate these ideas and see where they land. So we're going to ask you to rate the blue idea first, which is develop scalability playbooks for transitioning successful AI pilots to enterprise-wide deployment. If I could ask you to score that idea in terms of impact. So into chat, the impact of that idea, if it's a 5, it's going to game change the organization. If it's a 1, meh. We're not sure it's going to achieve anything. So if I could ask you all just to drop a number between 1 and 5 into the chat. So a 5, you think that idea is a game changer. A 1, not going to move the needle. So if I can get some numbers into chat in terms of impact. Nicely done, nicely done. Let's get those through. Nicely done. Thank you, Robert. Yeah, fantastic. All right, Con, if I can get some dotted lines there, let's do effort. So effort is going to ask you how much time, energy, and money this blue idea is going to take. If it's a 5, it's going to take a ton of money. And if it's a 1, it's inexpensive. We can do it tomorrow. So if I can just get a rating in terms of effort, is it a 5? It's going to take a ton of energy and money, or is it a 1? This is so simple, we could just get it done tomorrow. So rate that blue post-it in terms of effort. A 1, we can do it tomorrow, really, really easy. A 5, this is going to take a ton of energy and money. Yeah, nicely done, nicely done. I've got a couple more numbers coming through there. Thank you, team. Thank you, Bjorn. Thank you, Robert. Thank you, Joyce. Nicely done. So, Connor, what do you think? That looks like a 3.
That's a 2.6 there, so we'll drag
amazing.
It
yeah, nicely done. Right. 2.6 would be a little bit further down, right? Yeah. Right. Let's go. Let's go and use the next one, which is the green. And the green idea is use AI to critique and stress test ideas early. So let's do that. Now, if you can rate that idea. So impact. Sorry, Con, you're nicking my post-it there.
My fault.
If I could ask you to rate that in terms of impact, a 5 is it's a game changer, and a 1, it's not going to move the needle. So what's the impact of the idea, the green idea? Use AI to critique and stress test ideas early. You love it. It's going to change the business. It's a 5. It's not going to move the needle. It's a 1. All right, last call, last call. Nicely done. And then let's talk about how much time, energy, and money that's going to take. So in terms of effort, is it a 5? It's going to take a ton of money. In terms of a 1, so simple, we could do it tomorrow. So can I get a rating for the green post-it note? It's a 5 if it's going to take a ton of energy and money. It's a 1 if it's really simple and easy, and we can get it done tomorrow. Nicely done, nicely done. It looks like the team thinks that's a quick win. Connor, if we can get that one rated, we will go across to the next one, which is a 1-page ship readiness scorecard for these AI concepts. So the idea is a 1-page ship readiness scorecard, and you'll see here, if you run your sprints over more time, there's space for sort of clarifying questions. We could probably use a little bit of discussion over understanding what this idea meant. But in our case, we're just going to sprint to the finish line in terms of a demo session. And if I can ask you all to rate this idea, is it a 5, a game changer? Is it a 1, not going to move the needle? So rate that red idea for me in the Teams chat, please. So a 5 is a game changer. A 1 is not going to move the needle. What do we think about that idea? A 1-page ship readiness scorecard. Nicely done, nicely done. I could use 1 more vote or 2 more votes there. Nicely done. It's looking highly rated. Nicely done. That must be Emma's idea if it's that highly rated, Rody. No, we'll see. We reveal that at the end, Dom. We reveal that at the end. Right, now let's go and talk about how much energy, effort, time, and money this is going to take. Is the one-page ship readiness scorecard idea a 5? It's going to take a ton of money and time, or is it a 1? Pretty simple. We can get it done tomorrow. Drop me a number into chat, please. So is it a 5, really expensive, really time-consuming to build this, or is it a 1? We can use AI to build it tomorrow. So nicely done. Couple more numbers in chat. Thank you so much, team. Let's rate that. Yeah, looking good. And what you'll see there is we've gone from 48 odd ideas, close to 50 ideas, through to a top 3, top 5. We could have gone to a top 10. And then we've rated them, and it looks like all of them are in the top left quick wins, Robert. So nicely done filtering there. Now we head to the final stage of the process. Now, there's a couple of ways to approach this. We were always inspired after we worked with Eric Ries, the Lean Startup company. And Eric Ries's methodology from the Lean Startup is whenever you have a new idea, a new proposition, just get it into the world, build it, get it out there, and learn from experimentation, learn from getting it into the field. So we absolutely love that philosophy. And what we've done here, if you want to scan that QR code, we'll also put these links into a follow-up pack that Dom and Samir will share with you. But we've created a rapid experiments toolkit with about 3 dozen experiments that you can use in large organizations to go and test out your ideas in the field. So leveling up from Eric's 10 startup ideas, you'll find a lovely little toolkit there. And we're going to go with a one-page ship readiness scorecard. So that's going to be the one we're going to start to test. In reality, we could test all 3 if we wanted. And Rody, if you want to talk to me about the experiment strategy, so talk to me about the experiment strategy, and then we're going to build. Con, perhaps you want to get building in the background, see what you can make for us. And we're going to do a couple of AI mock-ups in a moment before we hand back to Dom and Samir for the questioning. But we're going to go and take these experiments, and we're actually going to take a look at how might we build an AI prototyping tool of some sorts to go and test this out. Rody, give us your first thoughts there.
Well, first of all, what I have been doing in the meanwhile is that I asked Emma to give us her idea on an experiment here. And the reason, of course, behind these experiments is what I just mentioned a few minutes ago, is that what you're looking for in a process like this is not so much about coming up with the perfect solution, because we need to start testing it out in reality, right? So what you want to do with a process like this is to get your team on the same page, to get everybody's contributions and insights, then focus so that you have some experiments that you can try out to see what works, what doesn't. And what's great about this process that we are doing today is based on, let's say we do one experiment and we take 2 or 3 weeks to execute that. After 3 weeks, we can come back to this same process with a clear board and start again, if you remember, with the sailboat, saying, okay, what was going well? What was putting us forward? What was holding us back?
Amazing. So I think you've got some closing. Oh, do we want to do Q&A? Yeah.
First of all, gentlemen, excellent job. Fascinating to watch it. And as I'm kind of digesting it, we've only been into this for about 49 minutes. And to see what was able to be produced in this time period in a fashion that was interactive, back and forth. And I love the interaction with the audience. Just excellent job. Just some closing words, and then I'm going to open it up to the Q&A. So in the research that we did is we wanted to have just kind of a sense of what does this really mean for us? And when I say us, I mean kind of like in a general context. So beyond the walls of this conversation. And what you're looking at here is a chart, and it's this world of before AI versus the world after AI or in AI or also with low code. So if you think about innovation and you think about the idea generation, what we're finding is that, excuse me, the average duration in days for generating ideas is dropping drastically, 90%. Here we're showing that before AI it was 21 days, and we can get it down to 3 days. You move to the middle and you look at the validation phase of innovation, similar kind of statistical improvement of a 75% decrease in time or days from 42 to 11. And of course, if you look at the minimum viable product with MVP, 120 days to 25 days, or an 80% reduction in the time it takes. So if you scroll down just a little bit, I think it's Grant, just to kind of summarize the total idea to MVP, this whole journey from a 6 to 12-month process down to 6 to 8. Now, look, in a perfect world, you may not be 6 to 8, you may be 12 to 16, or you may be 2 months to 3 months, but nonetheless, a completely different experience in the world of innovation.
This was great. This is a enriching conversation. I just want to point out quickly that regarding the statistics about how the word before AI and a word after AI, this what you see on the screen talks in particular or in specific about the ideas generation in the context of startups. However, we see the same thing trending in innovation labs inside large organizations. Maybe we don't have the empirical data to support it yet, but we're seeing this firsthand. So it's a totally new world with the AI as part of the innovation process, and we have to live with the fact that they are our new digital partners.